or two main drivers. The main driver is money. Uh, it's very difficult to think for the average Nepalese to be rich in Nepal. Like, the money seems to be in the rich people's pocket, and the others are more or less like average or lower. And I think the young generation, they think that they have more opportunities to survive if they go abroad. Or they may have seen in movies or wheresoever this kind of different type of life, and then they are comparing, I'm living in this kind of house, I could live in that kind of house, so what would be the options, how I would make it, I need to move there. And I have been discussing with this matter with a couple of youngsters, and those who I have discussed with, they they have I think they have kind of good idea. They are willing to get the best education they could get, and they think that they can advance in Nepalese educational system, so they are willing to go abroad, make some money there, like working there some time, and then come back and try to make the change. And that latter part is nice. Uh, I have not yet found many people who have been able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they come back, but they are not able to make the change.
Mm-hmm.
The making the change is more difficult than coming back. But coming back is quite tough also. When having certain kind of living standards and the life is settled, it's very difficult to think about this. Young people here, maybe 20 years old, they go 5 years studies in Australia, Canada, or in Finland maybe. Um, they may find a mate there. They marry there maybe. They have children. Maybe after 10 years they may have 2 children there. They are in the kindergarten age. And think about how difficult it would be to come back. The children has never been this kind of houses. They would say that where is the Netflix? Where is the football game place here? Where are the parks? Where are the things here where I could go? And mother and father need to say that in Nepal we don't have those.
So they are flying to those countries where they can get luxurious life.
It's a kind of even if not luxurious, but it looks like from Nepali point of view very luxurious.
Ah.
And I remember one Nepalese guy in Finland.
Mhm.
He was working here first, and then he moved to Finland. And I remember he posted Facebook post where he said that think about this. I'm living in the center of small city, and wherever I watch, whichever this direction I look from my own house, within 50 meters I have 20 parks for children, just freely to use with entertaining kind of
Okay,
facilities.
okay. Thank you so much for answering my question. So I have another question. What should Nepali government reform in education?
Jahas, Jahas. I think that the educational system is slowly, or it is already turned to the good direction. I'm quite sure there are quite many um, uh, uh, legislative changes which are promoting equity and kind of transparency, and kind of good principles are followed in education. But I think the main challenge is in can be how to say it, make it practical. Said by a young guy who was asked, why you are not studying better or harder? He said that why I would? I will never get anything. I will never get any high level, even though I would make the highest mark. Or no, if I make the highest marks, yes. But there are only one who can make the highest mark. Then there are very limited of those who get very high mark. But the most of the people get the average mark, and then the possibilities are very limited after the school, and that I think is a kind of challenge in Nepal. How to develop at the same time the educational system to raise the standard, and at the same time raise the standard also in the working life, so that there would be places for those A-level graduated or vocational educational training graduates, and how the I'm not sure, but I think the Nepalese industry is a bit like Nepalese agriculture. It's very small units, very difficult to hire. It's kind of family business.
So you mean high priorities should be given in agriculture in Nepal?
No, I didn't say that way. I'm just saying that the higher priority could be put more in developing the industrial and the vocational part, how to create jobs for these who are now creating. It is not necessarily in agriculture, that is the lowly.
So may I interrupt you? One sad thing is we are facing very big problem of chemical fertilizer in Nepal. You know, this season is rice planting season, but Nepalese farmers are very unhappy to bad delivery of chemical fertilizer. So
from the Finnish point of view, I'm not how to say it. I'm used to think that all fertilizer is chemical fertilizer. Kind of, there's all chemical. The others are made naturally, and others are made industrially. But if the fertilizer is made proper way, we use proper amount. I'm indoctrinated in Finland to think.
Yeah, that sounds.
We need to use
yeah, that sounds nice.
proper
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
And here I think the challenge is there are two challenges. First, I mean this kind of agricultural world. One is that the farmers, when they are using the chemical fertilizer, they are using it too much. They think it as a kind of magic trick.
Right.
So it may turn to imbalance. It may turn the soil imbalance. And the other one is that those who are using pesticides, they are using really heavily them, and that is the reason why the Nepalese potatoes can never be sold in Finland or in Europe. They are so stuffed with the pesticides.
Ah.
And
so you mean overuse of pesticide?
Overuse of pesticide. It's kind of thinking as a magical trick. Again.
So you mean pesticides are ruining our soil? Aren't they?
They go to the soil, and then they go to the vegetables.
So they have created bad impacts.
Yes. But I'm a bit indoctrinated in the Finnish system. I understand that there may be a need sometimes to use pesticides, but the kind of reckless use of pesticides, or kind of no-brain use of pesticides, that is not wise. Kind of need to use proper way, proper time, and if it don't work, need to think something else. But in biological thing, like we have here in our farm, we don't use the pesticides. But I understand the use of pesticides. But I don't understand that much as they are using in certain places when they go to roots and go to the potatoes or carrots, and people are not aware of it, but they have made some studies of that, and it don't.
Okay.
It's not
So
true.
I have another question. It is the last question, and so it would be the very funny question. So what things were you inspired to come in Nepal?
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that is. It's not funny question. It's nice question.
Mhm.
Um, yeah. When I first came here, I have no idea of Nepal, but I had an idea that this whole land is full of stones. There's nothing else but stones, because that was the photographs I saw in the internet of Nepal. They kind of from mountain air range, the Himalaya, kind of just stones and yeah. But I was surprised how fertilized the land is, how soily the land is, how easily you can grow 3 crops per year here. So and how beautiful is this kind of terrace farming. If you look at up hills like here, we can see some of those. But it's a kind of there's a lot of beauty in Nepal. Uh, that was the first thing. But then maybe I have been here now from 2011 onwards, and coming and going, and I have had some kind of tiny corner in my heart to help Nepal, to
Mhm.
try to
Mhm.
find some my
Sounds
own
interesting.
my own way to help Nepal.
Yeah.
And I created this kind of idea of berries, whether they could
I am
be something.
impressed. I am impressed.
And so I have a, yes, the small corner there in my heart is a kind of. I have no corner in my heart to Bangladesh or Pakistan. Nothing.
Mhm.
I have small corner in Nepal, for Nepal, and now I know some people here. It's kind of coming home, and I have used to say back in Finland that when they are asking why do you go there? Oh yes, I have a business. I need to go there. But the other one is that I have several families which I like. They are my families, like Gangaram's family, my farmer's family, or my helpers' families, and I like them, and I like to take care of them also.
Mhm.
So, and my neighboring guys here, the young fellows, they are picking some berries to me,
Ah.
and
Uh-huh.
they come here and they yes, can we pick some berries, and they get some pocket money, I
Uh-huh.
get some, and they are happy, I am happy, and my
Uh-huh.
customers are
Oh,
happy.
you are very so generous. You are a very generous person.
Yeah, no, I
Ah.
don't know that, but anyhow,
Ah.
um, yeah, but it's a bit low life
Mhm.
when I'm here.
Uh-huh.
But my colleague in Finland once said that, have you noticed that whenever you start to talk anything about Nepal, your eyes are starting to sparkle. There is something in your eyes when you are talking about Nepal, and maybe that is the thing.
Mhm.
This is uh, something different to me also, something good. I'm able.
Gangaram, just a one click. Mhm. Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, and uh, what else? What I was willing to say. Uh, yes, this is different than my normal. This is uh, uh, it's a kind of I work hard, long days to be here, and I'm very happy. I get my normal salary, and then I can spend some money here, like here buying some goods and then bricks and paying some salaries for the
Mhm.
guys
Mhm. Mhm.
and yeah, this is Uh, it's always kind of nice to come here, but always, I need to say, always when I go to Finland.
So finally, I want to ask you one thing. So what would you suggest Nepalese youths like me?
Like you youth.
So I want to share one thing. So
Yeah.
it is a very sad thing. My son died 2 years ago in motorbike accident.
Oi, oi,
He was 22 years old,
oi, oi,
and
oi, oi, oi.
that's my situation. Gangaram, can you please short, very short?
You take some,
Uh,
so that we are all both are in a photo.
In photo.
You keep the camera.
Camera. Dinusta. So, what would you suggest?
यताबाट हो र ए ल
Now it's turned opposite way.
यसरी राम्रो आइरह हुन्छ नि बुढाले यसरी भनेर होला होइन
It's better to use the same way as earlier. This way. The camera was in this position. Yeah. Yeah. What to say to Nepali people, Nepali youngsters? I have been trying to promote that kind of idea of school of excellence. Or the name could be Finnish Nepalese School of Excellence of something. And my idea was that maybe it would be possible to think that if the young people get high-level education accredited to some foreign school, like in Finland, they get during the education also this kind of visitings for the different countries, maybe some practicalities there.
Sounds interesting.
And then coming back, it could give maybe more motivates more to study, and to when seeing something new there and bringing it here. And I don't know whether it becomes reality, but we have had this kind of small ideas in our thinking. That I don't know. I hope that could be one way to keep the young people in Nepal longer. It's very difficult to change the country. Very difficult. But if the young generation don't start to do it, who would do it?
Very good thing.
So we could
Very nice answer.
we as a fathers, we could be those who are promoting and helping them to be creative and support them. But then they need to make the change. They are the next generation, I think so. We just need to enjoy what they are, what the next generation is doing. But in Nepalese context, you are still young. But in Finnish context, I am already old. So I cannot do anything. But you can do still quite a lot, especially when you are teaching the younger generation.
Yeah.
The English language is
Yeah.
so important
Yeah.
in communicating and
It is a global language.
global language. Yeah. So these youngsters who are willing to go abroad, sometimes they have really unrealistic ideas of their own skills. Whether people are willing them to be in Australia or Canada, but
Many Scandinavian countries,
yeah, or Scandinavian country or Europe.
Europe.
Yeah, but when they train, when they study, when they get the skills, it's possible. But when they get too good, they are not willing to come back. So I'm hoping they will not get too good. They become good enough to go, to get, and to come back with gifts. I think that would be the best for Nepal.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Harry.
Thank you,
Dr. Harry.
thank you.